Hello, people of the world. It is I, Jack McKenna. How's it going? Welcome to Rascal Comedy. It's our first show, 2021 edition. Same show, different shit. Exactly. So, it's gonna be great. I'm back in my childhood room. I've got my Darlac. Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know the show, this is the show where comedians are so desperate to perform that they come on and I interrogate them. And then they do a bit of, whatever they like to do, or they did before this whole lockdown. So that's John O'Keefe is in the back there going, yeah. So what's going on with my life? So for COVID, can't speak. It's been a month since I've done this. So for Christmas, I got COVID. I must have been on the naughty list this year. Santa was like, "There you go. You can go home now to your family." And when I had COVID, I kept listening to Cardi B's WAP over and over again on repeat. You know that one? There's some hoes in this house. But my doctor did say I would lose my sense of taste, so that explains that one. I'm currently back in Mayo now, in the West. Growing up in the West, in the countryside, it was fun. It was good. Quiet. My neighbors were very discreet, especially when they were gossiping about you. Scientists say that gossip is just as addictive as cocaine. It's just like cocaine. You get a bit of a rush. It can ruin your life, but it makes you very popular at parties, right? In a way, gossip is like cocaine. Lads are like, "All right, come here. Any goss? Yeah, I've got a small bit. Come here. Listen. Do you know Mary down the road? She got a new dog. Oh, yeah? What breed? Terrier. Oh, yeah. Tell me more. It's very, very addictive. All right. That's my set. Let's go and meet the comedians. Right. We have got John O'Keefe, Bill Conroy, and Ben Harrington. Ben, you're on mute.
I was just having a bag of crisps, and I didn't think that the audience would like to hear my munching. They've now gone. And
that's good.
I mean, there's still 10% left in my teeth, if I'm honest.
But please mute for those bits.
All good now. We're good, mate. We're good.
Okay. What are you drinking?
Well, I'm not doing dry January because I'm not a prick. Right. But on Monday, I do dry Mondays. Yeah. So I always go dry on a Monday. So I've got a San Miguel Zero, and it's actually all right. A lot of zero alcohol beers taste like piss. This is actually quite nice. So,
are you one of those people who's like, no, I drink for the taste?
No, I drink to remove the pain from my life.
At least
what I do to count.
At least he's honest.
I've upped my smack intake on a Monday just to balance it, so I don't sort of shock my body into some kind of drug-induced withdrawal. If that makes sense.
Or this thing called sobery. Sober,
yeah. I mean, of all the times to go sober, now is not a time to start. I was sober for the first 12, 13 years of my life. Wasn't that good?
You know what I mean? That's enough. Well, John's ready. John's got the mic.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I just saw you grabbing it there.
That's how you hear me.
That is how we hear you, and it's actually Bill's birthday today. Bill.
Indeed, it is.
Happy birthday, Bill. Jack,
thank you.
Play a song there.
I can sing you happy birthday if you want, Bill.
You can if you want.
I don't know happy birthday.
Does anybody else find it very awkward when a group sings happy birthday to you? You just kind of sit there like nodding. Like, I never know how to react. My team saying happy birthday to me over Zoom is just an awkward 30 seconds I'll never get back.
Did you say your team? What, from work?
My team. Like my team at work, yeah.
So, and like, in the office, everyone's really PC and everyone's like, oh, Bill, happy birthday, yeah.
It's like these fucking teen choirs they do online. And they're all, so enthusiastic. Singing on the house in 3 months. Enthusiasm.
We actually have a great mix today. We've got a fellow from Limerick, an Englishman, and an American.
But no women, Jack.
Irish American.
Here, listen. I asked the women.
What have you got against women, Jack? That's what I want to know.
There's nothing I can do. I always ask for consent, and they always reject me. So
I just think you're very behind the times. You hate women, and you're not inviting them on your show. And I just think it's.
We're all,
Well,
I don't notice. We're all whites. Just thought I'd mention that.
Well, I identify as both, so
Yeah,
that's 1/4.
There we go.
At least we do have geographic diversity. So maybe not much diversity in every traditional sense. Geographic
Actually, Rascal Con, we don't see gender, by the way. We don't see gender, so in a way, you're all women.
Yeah.
We don't see gender, so we've all got blokes. That's the way.
That's
I like that you're keeping the patriarchy alive. That's thank you. We need a man to stand up for us. We need a man. We need a champion.
Us men have been through enough.
I think that's quite an interesting argument. You say, like, why is there no ramp here? We don't see wheelchairs. That's not really the point.
That's exactly it. We don't see them. They're not disabled. They're not handicapped. They're handicapable. That's what we say here in Rascal Comedy.
I know you're a very progressive man, Jack. Very progressive.
I'm a great politician. I just spin everything.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go on to our first guest, our first comic of the night, Bill Conroy. Bill, I've said in the past that you have a name like a wrestler's name.
You did say that, yeah.
I don't know.
You're the only person to ever say that. I can't disagree though. Yeah.
When I was doing the poster, I was like, Bill Conroy.
I think it's more of a matter of how it's said than the name itself, but I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment.
Fair. I'm glad you will. So what's the crack? What's new? Happy birthday. How old are you?
Thank you. So I turned 36. I'm old. I know. I don't know if I should even be revealing that, but I'm not going to lie to you guys because you're my friends or whoever's streaming this. Can't lie to strangers on the internet. But I turned 36.
You look extraordinary.
Thank you. Thank you, John. That means a lot. But a fun fact about today, it is not only Martin Luther King Day in the US, but also the third Monday of the year, the third Monday of January, is known as Blue Monday. It is the most depressing day of the year. The Christmas high has worn off. It's dark, it's cold. I think some UK travel company came up with it. So today is the most depressing day of the year.
I saw people post it. I had a good day today. I wasn't that depressed. That's normal.
Yeah. Well, I should say that it is traditionally the most depressing day of the year. They don't factor in, though, that this year we have a pandemic and restrictive lockdown. So maybe it's a little bit better. Maybe we kind of shot the moon. We can't get any worse. Yeah. And I don't know if
Keego's getting involved. Evening, lads. Happy Blue Ball Monday. That's his Blue Monday.
There we go. Nice. And I'm not sure if I want my birthday to be on Blue Monday. I guess it makes it slightly less depressing, but at the same time, I'd rather have my birthday on a happy day, like have it on Christmas or have it on 4th of July if it's an American holiday. But
that would be a very happy day for you guys.
It would be, yeah.
But you're also, and I don't know your political affiliations, Bill, but I'm going to suggest that you might be slightly pleased by in 2 days' time getting rid of orange presidents.
Yes, indeed. Most of the Americans you meet abroad tend to be not fans of Trump. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. It might be an eventful week in the U.S. as well. Yeah.
Good.
I'm going to miss Trump. He was 50% of my act.
Yeah, it's tough time.
You know, I used to get out.
You're going to have to write some new jokes, Jack.
Get out the old Trump impression when it wasn't going well. The MC's a tremendous friend of mine. You know.
I've actually got an artist impression of him now. Look.
Oh wow! Did you?
But it's actually
Did you have your Halloween decorations up? You just forgot to take them down.
I put the glitter over it. That's just the way I glitter over everything now. That's my New Year's resolution. If it's something I just roll. I mean, someone did a turd on the floor the other day. I just sprinkled glitter over it. It's absolutely fine. So
there we go.
Don't
worry. The dog will poo on it again. It's fine.
Yeah, we haven't got a dog. That's what worries me.
So what? Sorry, the internet cut out there, and I didn't hear what you were saying, Bill. You wouldn't get this in the Grim Norton show.
I don't even know. Blue Monday, my birthday, Trump. I'm an American. 4th of July.
What do you think of Biden?
I like Biden. It's hard to get really jazzed about Biden. Like he's just he's getting old. He could be a little bit senile. He's very middle of the road in a lot of senses. And I think he'll be acceptable. He'll be a nice change of pace, but it's hard to be like, all right, Here is
Yeah,
Biden.
yeah. Well, I was watching Robin Williams, and it was his 2009 special, and he was talking about how old Biden is and how senile he was, and that was in 2009.
2009, yeah. He's an old man.
He is old. You know,
but he's balanced out well by Kamala Harris, who's young and full of energy.
She's 55. She's a baby.
Yeah, he has family from Mayo, so he's always like, but this guy here, he's from Galway, but not Mayo. He's not perfect. Like he keeps shoehorning Mayo in.
Yeah. Well, the day after he got elected, there's an article in the Irish Times. I'm not exaggerating. It was like his third cousin once removed, who Biden met one time, and he's talking about like how happy the whole county is and how close he is to Biden. They met one time, and it's that distant of a connection. Then here I am. I actually have Irish citizenship. My grandparents were born in Ireland. I tell people I'm Irish, and they're like, "You are not Irish. Get out of here."
Don't do that to us.
You can't celebrate the tenuous third-degree Irish connections and then.
And do you ever say stuff like, Irish? "Where's your Lucky Charms" and "Slanty" and
Yeah, that's
things when you're in Dublin.
Well, I mean, I did my first year. Then I learned that only some of that stuff is how Ireland actually behaves.
Yeah, absolutely.
The leprechauns are on the west coast of Ireland, not in Dublin where I am. So I don't bring them up. Yeah.
Did you like? Oh, sorry, Ben. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say everyone in a lot of people in the UK are now desperately trying to find a close relative that is Irish because we all want Irish passports. Those enough to not. So I mean, I've got a Daniel O'Donnell CD. Does that count? I mean,
No, we don't want him.
No. Neither. No one does.
No way. You two or Daniel Donald? No thanks. Did you like Bill coming to Ireland and you're thinking like, oh, the lovely Irish art music, diddly diddly diddly, and then you get to the clubs and like, oof, oof, oof.
Yeah. Well, I see. I feel like the traditional, what Americans think is like typical traditional Irish, is just the touristy stuff. I don't go out to see Irish dancing and Irish music on a typical night. You can. It's more clubs blasting Rihanna songs.
Yeah, like American music.
Yeah,
like,
or the exact same music that I had before. A lot of people, when I'm like after moving here, they said, "What is Ireland like?" As if I moved to Bangkok, Thailand. I'm like, they're like, "What do you eat?" It's like, what do you do on the weekends? I'm like, it's very similar to living in a major city in the U.S.
Yeah, it's like, go out, get drunk, try and get the ride. Oh, hang on, D is getting involved. American reporting law. Are you reporting, Dia? Is that what you're doing? Rascal comedy.
Is she reporting here? Or is she reporting?
Terrible Irish comedy. Comedy in Ireland has not progressed. Right, Bill, are you ready to hit the stage, hit the spotlight, and make everyone laugh? You ready? He looks ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get it. It's like, again, this is like WrestleMania. I'm introducing you all the way from the US. It's Bill Conry. Woo!
Thank you, Jack. So today is my birthday. That's not some bit. If you told me 10 years ago that for my 36th birthday, I am going to be performing stand-up comedy on a streaming show because of a global pandemic, I'd say, what's the difference between a pandemic and an epidemic? Haven't figured that out yet. But a little bit about me. As Jack mentioned earlier, I'm from America. You could probably tell by the way I talk, like a jerk. Other hobbies include hiking, like everybody else on dating apps, apparently. I think that's a requirement. And also people watching. Yeah, I peer into people's windows with binoculars. I know all the good people watching spots in Dublin if you ever want to join me. And when I moved here about 2 years ago, I realized that there's a lot of phrases and terms in American English that don't translate directly to Irish English. So even though it's the same language, a lot of phrases get lost in translation. For instance, in my first month here, I said to a coworker, "After work, can I give you a ride?" And a group of coworkers that overheard that comment, they all started giggling. And they said, I don't think that means what you think it means. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. After work, do you want to fuck? But one thing I noticed, I'm not sure if it's different in Ireland versus the US, but in primary school or what we call middle school, before you get to high school, oftentimes there'd be a project where you need to bring in a baby photo. So you're doing some collage or something at school, you have to bring in a baby photo. So I tell my mom I need a baby photo. She'd take me down to the archives, aka the basement. She'd dust off the one photo album, and she'd give me 2 or 3 pictures to choose from. Here's you in a stroller at the beach. Here's you in a stroller at the park. Take your pick. The kids these days have terabytes of pictures and videos. Their parents start documenting them from birth until they're 10 years old, even beyond that. So I wonder what those assignments are going to sound like now. Class, for this assignment, please bring in a photo of you on a swing, age 2, wearing a purple hat, eating a banana, taken in the month of May.
Yeah.
Or something like, class, please bring in the first photo that got your parents over 1,000 likes on Instagram.
Yeah.
Or it might say something like this, where the teacher says, please bring in a photo of you supporting a political cause that you now are vehemently opposed to. And your assignment is to confront your elite liberal parents for forcing you to think something you don't believe. That's my time. I'm Bill Conry.
Bill Conry, everyone. Woo! That is very, very true, Bill. The youth in 20 years would be like, okay, well, you want a photo in May on a swing? Yeah, there we go.
I have friends, married couples, friends that have a hashtag for their kids, and every single picture that they put up, it's like their first name and middle name. And if the kid gets to be 14 years old, gets an Instagram account, he's going to click that hashtag and just suddenly see thousands of pictures from the past 14 years of him. That's just crazy to me.
But also as well,
cool.
like, you don't want your parents on social media.
Yeah.
I'm not even friends with my mother on Facebook. I was like, oh, no. I ignored the request. Oh, by the way, Dia says happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Dia.
Good stuff, Bill. Happy birthday, he says.
Thanks, Alex.
There we go. So we're going to move on to our next comedian. It is the notorious John O'Keefe. John, are you there, John?
Yes. Hello. Hi.
How are you, John?
Are you there?
Just about.
I'm well. How are you? You look tremendous as always.
Thank you. I don't feel it. COVID gave me so many spots.
Yeah. Are you back to yourself, or are you?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, but I haven't had this many spots since I was like 14.
I feel like we glossed over the entire fact that you had COVID. That was just touched upon.
So he's still alive. Yeah. It was interesting. I got it the day before Christmas.
Yeah. I didn't get COVID because I know how to protect myself, Jack. I've been washing my hands, wearing masks, doing what the government said.
John, COVID was the least of my worries.
Were you out fucking licking people and having orgies?
Fucking licking the lot. Everything.
Well,
every hole is a goal.
Well, I'm glad you're better, and I'm glad you didn't die.
Last time I saw John was in Little.
It was true, yeah. You were spreading COVID then as well. No,
I was like, no. John, come here.
No, that was a good while ago. Yeah, I saw you. That was a good while ago. Yeah, and then look, here you are, a survivor.
I'm a survivor. Well, don't know the rest of the words of that song.
I'm not sure. Yeah, they were the words. You're right.
What have you been up to, John?
Well,
besides shopping in Lidl.
Besides shopping in Lidl and not getting COVID, I've been doing very little. There's not much work at the moment because of the lockdown, so not much teaching work. So just living in my new house with my girlfriend. We're trying to, I managed to break her Dyson today, which wasn't great. That was my fault.
Nice.
Euphemism.
But I'm gonna, I put. Yeah, it could be. It could be whatever you want it to be. But I broke her Dyson Airblade. I managed to melt one of the blades. So that was. She was way more understanding about it than I would have ever been towards her.
Doing what? What you were hoovering?
No, it's an electric fan kind of thing. It's actually behind me. I don't know if you can see it.
When someone says Dyson, I always think Hoovers.
Yeah. Well, it's a she was actually getting mad at the thing. She was like getting mad at the Dyson, and she was like, "It's fucking cheap piece of shit." And I was like, "Oh, it's engineered perfectly." And she was like, "No, this is a cheap piece of shit." It was only how long? And then I kept arguing with her, and then eventually she got more upset with me when I convinced her it was actually my fault. That was kind of dumb.
I think, but you didn't mention the difference between your girlfriend and is that your girlfriend's German, isn't she?
She is allegedly,
and she's nice, and she's not Irish. An
yeah,
Irish girlfriend would have gone, "What is wrong with you, you fool? You're paying for that."
Most people would have. Yeah, she's remarkably easygoing. So
yeah,
I don't know the German
European
thing.
and confident.
Yeah, Germans are. I don't know. She's not your typical German, I guess, or maybe she is.
No, she's if that was an Irish girlfriend, she'd be like, "Right, John, you're fucking paying for that."
Not only have you invited no women on the show, but now you're slandering the whole female Irish population.
Absolutely.
I hope one person gets a clip of this and then releases it online, and then
that'll
destroys
be you as well. You'll leak it on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll call myself Jake O'Keefe. You'll never get me.
And you'll be like, "Oh, exposing the toxic masculinity in the Irish."
Yeah. How do you spell patriarchy? I don't actually know, but I'm going to take you out.
I'll be cancelled.
It would be better for it.
No, you wouldn't. Then they'd come after you. They're going to eat themselves.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, we're not going to get into that.
So you have to say something, Jack.
Do you like comedy? Do you like
I used to.
Yeah. Do you like telling jokes, John?
Yeah. Will I do my set? Is that what you want? Jesus.
Do you want to do it now?
Here. No, I'm trying to have a conversation with you. You won't talk to me.
This is every conversation. Every conversation John and I have.
Yeah, we start off really well, and then eventually we just look into each other's eyes like there's nothing left. What are we doing here?
And you're like, you're a disgrace. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm not hosting the show. I didn't realize I was supposed to have to drive the conversation.
No, you just made it awkward, so I took the decision not to ignore you.
Well, there's always been this tension between us. I think it's because we're just so chummy when we meet in Lidl. Yeah. I haven't seen you at Lidl for a while.
Oh no, I go to Aldi now. Or Super Value. Yeah,
good choice.
Yeah. Whatever happened to your night? Comedy Corner.
It's no longer running because of the pandemic.
Oh, fair.
And I don't know if it's going to come back because lots of nights won't be coming back. It's going to be slim pickings when comedy picks up again.
I know. I think Rascal Comedy could be online for a long time.
Yeah. What did you do a live gig?
I did. Yeah, in August.
Nice.
Yeah,
I didn't actually see that one. That was in the Workman's. Why is Workman's the only place in the country where you can do a gig in Dublin? Well, in Dublin.
It's big. It's got the space.
Yeah,
space people.
Yeah. Nice.
Ben's
like,
what the fuck?
I didn't see it. Did you host it the same way, or did you just do all sets?
I did. I hosted it the same way. Like we had a bit of a chat, and then the comedians got up on stage, and I think it actually benefited the comedians because the audience they knew who they were.
Of course, yeah. Then they were just having a bit of banter with their pals. Yeah, that would help a lot. Yeah.
At the end of the night, it got pretty just crazy.
Yeah.
The audience I had to be shouting like, "Shut the fuck up! Sit down!"
Yeah.
Just getting up like, yeah. It was great. It was really good.
Yeah, that's a shame. So you only got to do one, and then that was it.
And then closed down.
Fuck's sake.
And now look at us. We're back to online.
Yeah, online stuff is mental, isn't it? But sure, it's all we have at the moment. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's good fun though. You can get people who wouldn't, like Ben, for example. He's not even in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I allegedly had friends and family from the States on the stream.
Oh, nice!
To celebrate my birthday. Yeah.
Hello to your friends and family.
Yeah,
they said they're coming, but I don't know. I don't know how to check who's on it.
Well, the beauty about online gigs is you can just watch it back. Send them the link. There you go. That was me last night.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotcha. I forgot about that option.
John's the only comedian who's ever brought a mic with them.
Yeah, and this is actually the Comedy Corner mic. You know, when the club stopped and I said I'd take the microphone with me, which is my right, and here it is in all its glory. I think you've two of the three of you have spoken into this very microphone.
Yeah, I tried to deep throat it.
Did you? I can't remember what you do in your set, but I'm sure there's a lot of bacteria, and I should have cleansed this before using it. Didn't.
Absolutely.
But I use it every week anyway, so microphones are inherently disgusting.
It didn't even cross my mind until now that microphones are probably completely gross with tons of germs and spread disease across the comedy community.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I was doing gigs in Berlin over lockdown. My girlfriend was working there for a couple of weeks, and how everyone wasn't dead was beyond me. But no one got COVID. It was it made it seem like it wasn't real.
That's the Germans.
I was believing the conspiracies. I was like, maybe and then one person got it, and I was like, okay, actually, it's probably real. But it wasn't as widespread back then. It was much less than we think. You know, it's funny how
Germans. Sorry, I keep talking over the case. I'm like Ellen. I was about to say. I bet the Germans were like, I've got COVID. I must contain myself.
I like that you shat on Ellen. That's good. That's nice.
Yeah, it's true.
She's people are too nice to her. She needs to be taken down a peg.
I'm just as mean as her outside of all this. Shut up.
You got that nice exterior, and then underneath it, there's just a raging volcano of hatred.
Yeah. Yeah. So, John, are you ready to make the world laugh? Are you ready to hit the stage?
I'm going to try anyway, Jack. Thank you for inviting me on your show. You're brilliant.
No problem. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the notorious John O'Keefe.
Thank you. Thank you. It's going to seem like I asked you to say that. I kind of like it, but I do not deserve it at all. I did. Do you ever? I sometimes I don't have a job at the moment. You know, sometimes I'm thinking I'd love to work as a bus driver. You know, because I've always wanted to be angry and uneducated. You know, I told my girlfriend that joke. This is all true. I told my girlfriend that joke. I totally forgot her mother is a bus driver in Germany.
Oh God!
But my girlfriend didn't care because she's really uneducated as well. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'll never make that third punchline work, but I like it. I think it's funny. So as you guys all know, we're Irish. I'm Irish. Ireland's an interesting country. It's very modern nowadays. You know, it's all these fucking tech companies here not paying taxes. Yeah, you gotta love the Irish government. They're just like, come, improve our economy. We'll find a way to destroy it. We will. We're Irish. We're used to it. Like Ireland's a very interesting country because people think we're very backwards. Like we talked about it earlier. People still think we're very backwards, very modern now, but we were very backwards until around 1997. You know, we got in the internet and we started Googling things like the Catholic Church. We were like, fucking hell, Father, apparently you're the worst. Probably won't make it to Mass on Sunday. So we're all a bunch of soulless animals watching. What kind of porn? I don't know. Incest porn? That seems to be a thing now. Can't get into it myself, but everyone's into it. My own uncles. Speaking of priests, my uncle's a Catholic priest. It's very close to my heart, you know.
Oh yeah.
My uncle, so he's not even a priest. He's a canon, like the fucking. He's like a printer, a fucking canon.
Camera.
So do you know how it works? Right? There's a bullshit hierarchy, right? You start off with a priest, and then you go to a canon, then you go to a therapist. And then if you keep going all the way, you get to the Pope through litigation. It doesn't work, but you can try, sort of like Windows 8. Oh, that was man. I am shitting on Windows 8. Oh,
fuck's sake.
I was thinking if Catholicism was a board game, what would the rules be? You know what I mean? You'd be asking like, how many crimes do we commit before something happens? Oh, it's endless. Oh, that kind of takes the fun out of it. But it's hard having a conversation with my uncle because, you know, he's fine. He's a nice man, but he is a priest, you know. He'd be asking me questions like, John, are you still living in sin? I'd be like, living in sin? I was born in sin, motherfucker. I'm an OG. Are you still getting a free house from pedophiles? Can we go? Can I go sleep with my girlfriend in our house that we pay for? Is that okay? But different rules. That's I was hoping for more of a laugh at the end there because that's the end of the pedophile bit.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, that kind of started off well and kind of went. The more pedophilic it got, the less charming it became.
Up on the way.
I think it's the word. Are you done now, John?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm done with the material. Not necessarily done talking to you, but if that's the case, that's okay. We can
maybe take this time to say what you have on your chest, or talk about a movement.
I don't have anything on my chest. I am wearing my girlfriend's purple hoodie, which is incredibly. But I had the wherewithal to put it on, to put this new hoodie on over it. But it's very fluffy inside, and that's how I feel about that.
You don't like it?
No, I love it. It's a little too effeminate. It's very purple. It's a deep purple. Deep.
What, the hoodie you're wearing there?
No. See, boom. Can you see it?
Oh, whoa, John! What the fuck?
It's fluffy. It's cold. It's cold, man.
That's not your character at all.
It's not really, but deep down, you never really know a person. You just never really know a person.
You're like, the typical Irish man. Like, no, I can't be seen wearing anything like that.
Yeah, and
so have to hide it.
And then underneath it, pedophile.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
John O'Keefe, everyone. John O'Keefe.
Thank you.
No, he's a great lad. I know we like that. We like to have a bit of a laugh, me and John.
Yeah, you're better at accents than me. That was actually not bad. I good thing I didn't try to do an accent because you'd still be upset with me.
I'm always upset with you, mate.
That's true.
Right, we're going to move on to our last comedian of the night. Oh, the wife from England. It's nice to mix it up, I like to bring other comedians from other countries to keep the Irish on their toes. To get cocky on this one. It's Ben Harrington. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm tired. If I'm honest, I am tired. Tired. When you're just tired? I'm tired.
Yeah. How are you finding this format?
I don't mind. It's fucking better than not doing anything, isn't it? I mean, it's just you haven't got far to come. I mean, the only problems travelling here was walking across some Lego in the lounge. You can have the heating on, you can have a drink. I don't normally drink when I do comedy. I mean, obviously today I'm on the wagon. You can have a drink, and you haven't got far to go at the end. So you haven't got to eat at a shitty service station. It's got a lot of pluses. The minuses are you haven't got an audience that laughs. But apart from that, I mean, it's almost the same, isn't it? I wish when I go out on the road, I'm taking this with me wherever I go.
Just take it, even when you're back doing live gigs, just put it up.
Yeah, tape it up. I'm not going on until you tape that thing up.
No. John was saying he didn't get many laughs at the end, but I was about to say there's only 3 people.
Yeah. I think when he finished his set and you said, "Are you done?" I think that's probably the best.
Are you done or what?
You said to a minute. You said to a minute, 2 minutes. I was like, all right, that was a minute or 2 minutes.
No, because you stopped and then I was like,
I was thinking, I was like, am I going to do another bit now? I should. If this was an actual gig, I would never leave it there. But then I was like,
reminiscent.
Well, this guy here, Josh Garwood, said very good set.
He did, yeah.
Well, thank you, Josh. I hope he's not being sarcastic.
Can you tell what
sarcasm through it?
He's wearing 2 hoodies.
And then Dia said he's wearing 2 hoodies. Oh,
fucking hell! I got fans. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
You have fans, John.
You can read out the top heckles as well. That's almost as good.
I did tell people to come and abuse us. Sorry about that. If anyone actually listened.
Sorry, this is not going away. Don't know what's happening. Yeah, what are we talking about? Yeah, Ben, like you're saying now you're gigging a lot. I bet there's not many shows like this, is there? Like a chat show.
No, and I mean, I consider that a blessing. No, I'm doing a online here and there, once a week, twice a week. Sometimes I did 3 last week and haven't progressed at all. But I'm writing. I've got a lot of material about my arse, which isn't going to feature. It sort of features tonight. That area features, but not specifically that bit. So this is kind of new. But it means you still write, you still have to try and work in the gags and perform. You just leave at the end, not knowing how well it's went. That's the big difference.
So you mentioned your arse. Do we get to see any?
You won't get to see it tonight, Jack. I'm sorry. I know that's why you offered me the gig and you weren't able to that. But perhaps I could send you a picture of it later. Yeah.
Send me more photos and I'll get you more slots. That's
I only have a Nokia 3210 though, so it may be it may look more like the Snake because that's all it can.
I'd be like, I said no dick pics.
Yeah, this riffing isn't really. Anyway, but no, it's nice to be here. It's nice to be on an international show as well because we're in that now. We've left the EU. I mean,
it's nice to view a European gig. Yeah,
well, I was going to say this is overseas now. I've probably got to fill in some kind of form when I finish this evening. To be honest, form. Just to, I mean, I've dropped my fee just to be on air, just to avoid any taxation issues. But you were saying earlier about Amazon has gone up in price. Tell me about that.
You have to pay an import fee now if you order from Amazon UK into Ireland. But you don't pay the VAT.
They didn't put that inside of the bus. They put the thing about the bus, which was a lie. That have put on the other side of the bus. Amazon will be more expensive. Literally, who would have voted for that? If you'd have gone, Amazon, there'd be like 8 people who have gone, yeah, I don't mind. Everyone else would have gone, I'm not fucking paying money.
What's Amazon?
Yeah.
What's that? In the jungle?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's more expensive for people in the UK though. It's just when you're taking Amazon UK products, ordering them for Ireland, that's when it becomes more expensive. It's probably more expensive for you anyway, somehow.
Yeah, we'll end up. I mean, you can't. No one who voted to leave the EU has ever eaten fish, so now they don't give a fuck that all the fish they wanted us to have, we can now not have because there's too many forms. The thing about fish is they go off quite quickly. So if you can't like catch them and then sell them, but you can't like have them and then leave them for a couple of months and then move them on because it doesn't really work like that. But no one's really thought about that. So it's a load of shit. If there wasn't for a global pandemic, we'd be realizing how bad it was. But we've got that to focus on instead. So there we are.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God for that. Thank God we've got something to distract us from the horrors of Brexit.
Thank God we have a pandemic to because it was always like Brexit. Pandemic. Haven't heard about Brexit in ages.
It's like if you shut the bed in a travel lodge and you still order room service the same day. That's what going through Brexit is like. It's already crap. Don't make it worse. But that's my. I don't think I've ever shut the bed in a travel lodge or indeed had room service. They probably don't do them in all of them. But if ever when we're next able to go back to, do you have travel lodge? When we're next able to go back to a hotel, perhaps defecate in it and then order room service, and my analogy will be born true.
Maybe people can protest in travel lodges. Everyone just goes in, shits in the bed.
They could do, yeah. I mean, that's
it's an idea.
That's more going back to the Troubles, which we're trying to forget those as well. But I mean,
you brought that up now.
Well, I didn't mention about dirty
Bill poor Bill doesn't know about the Troubles, so don't hurt his innocent ears.
I did a trip to Northern Ireland when I first moved here. I learned all about the Troubles.
You learned all about the Troubles. There was like some trouble. The Troubles.
Yeah, basically a bunch of British people were shitting in beds in Northern Ireland, mostly in travel lodges, and it just kept going on, and they just called it the Troubles, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
I missed
that's
the
exactly
details.
what it is.
I'm drunk most of the time, but that's the gist.
Drunk most of the time. Yeah. There we are.
Hang on.
I'll be honest.
Deal's get involved. I'm starting to think the UK got its own strain of COVID just to avoid the import tax. Yeah.
That's a tax-related heckle. If any of you were wondering, we're going to have some of those. So I always like an accountant-led bit of banter. It's good.
Yeah, absolutely. A heckle from an accountant. So Ben, are you ready to hit the stage?
I'm as ready as I was when I began, which is fairly ready. I've got a mildly amusing. considering there's only 4 of us. But yeah, introduce me, Jack. And
let's do it.
Put the place to fire. Let's do it. Is that it?
I'm gonna do your accents because you say I love your accents, right?
I'm sorry, Ben.
All the way from fucking England.
Yeah.
Ben Harrington, mate.
Yeah, that was quite literally crap. Well, I'm going to tell you about my unfortunate Christmas trouser incident that occurred to me. When I say Christmas trouser, I don't mean they were Christmas. I don't mean they were trousers of Christmas, like covered in glitter and regret. I mean, it happened over Christmas. And I'm a fan of the ASOS. Now, you have ASOS in Ireland if the prices change? Yep, and I don't care. But anyway, ASOS, it sounds like anus. It does sound like anus. I think that's the first thing. I think that someone said, we've got all the clothes and a nice website. What should we call it? Shall we call it Crunt? No. What about Gasol? No, let's call it ASOS. So I'm a fan of the ASOS. And ASOS, I mean, I don't even know if that's funny. ASOS do this thing where they have really attractive models wearing really shit clothes. That's what they do. Are really attractive models. So people like me go, oh, that's nice, failing to take into account. You could take an ASOS model, smear them in feces and roll them in glitter, feed them on smack for 2 months and nothing else, and they'd still look great. That's the way ASOS works. So people like me go on and think, oh, they look, we don't fucking realise. And it's stupid because we see all the time, like we mentioned Amazon. If you go on Amazon, I saw a review on Amazon about 2 months ago for negligee, right? And someone had written 1 star. I bought this for my wife, and when she tried it on, it didn't look anything like it did in that. No, that's because your wife is 18 stone with only 3 of her original teeth left. I mean, she's not a Victoria's Secrets model. Yeah, Victoria's Sponge maybe, but not Victoria. So we should know not to be fooled. But we don't. We go for these. It doesn't work the other way around. Like if you're really unattractive and you wear really smart clothes, then that doesn't make it look any good. It's the other way around. And if you want proof of that, go to Birmingham High Street of every Saturday afternoon, or just insert a reference of a town or city that you're not particularly happy about spending time with. There. Anyway, so it's going well. Apparently, so that was that. So I last year I was going to buy some skinny jeans, right? And when I was like in my 20s, they had this original thing with jeans whereby they would make them so you actually get your fucking legs in them without needing 2 relatives to sort of hold you in. It's fucking. Do you know they advertise skinny? Who the fuck has got all these skinny jeans? Are a bit loose, aren't they? For fuck's sakes, you literally can't. I mean. They're so tight that you probably feel like you've had an epidural. That's how fucking bad it is. Like trying to save the NHS money on anaesthetic. I can still feel my legs. Let's try and numb this. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not got thin legs, but I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. So I was looking, there wasn't any apart from 1 pair of jeans, which are normal with skinny ankles. I thought I could manage skinny ankles. They'll be fine. Normal jeans, skinny ankles. If you ever need to carry some custard, they'd be ideal for that situation because they'd hold it at the bottom. So anyway, so I saw this bloke wearing them, 6 foot, as opposed to 5'4", very good looking. Nose didn't cover 19.4% of his face. He didn't look like Wayne Rooney's had a baby with Mr. Potato Head, which is how I look. So I thought, fuck it, let's buy those jeans. So I bought them and everything was fine. And then during the Christmas period, it was that bit of Christmas in between Christmas and New Year where you don't really know what's the sort of perineum of Christmas, if you will. Look it up. And I was sitting there watching some telly, and I just had a beer, some crisps, and a brown meat sandwich. That's not a euphemism, by the way. It was all the white meat had gone. So I was and all of a sudden I thought I could do with a bit of a scratch, right? So I rolled my trouser leg up, right, to have a bit of and I pulled it back over my thing, and I had a good old scratch. And then I tried to roll it back down, and all of a sudden it got launched up above my knee. It was stuck. It was like Melania Trump in the White House. It was absolutely stuck. I looked over to my wife, and she was pissing herself laughing. She found it. I couldn't. And the more I moved, do you know what? 5 minutes later, it still wouldn't go down. I looked down, my leg had begun to turn blue. I thought, fucking hell. I might actually lose. Can you imagine being in the amputation ward? How'd you lose your leg, mate? Third tour of Afghanistan. What about you? 2-for-1 jeans on ASOS, you know? That'd be awful, wouldn't it? And I couldn't. And I kept all trying to fucking roll it back. And in the end, this is true, I had to get some Vaseline and lubricate these jeans back down over my leg. And I looked up and my wife had opened the curtains. I said, what the fuck are you doing? She said, well, we didn't get the neighbours a Christmas present. So I kind of thought it would be the next best thing. So there we are. So that's my Christmas story there. I normally leave the stage to rapturous applause, but it's not a stage, it's a cupboard with some cheap curtains from Amazon, but are highly flammable and tax deductible. So thank you very much. Good night.
Woo! Ben Harrington, everyone. Woo! And he's still wearing those jeans today.
I've got to. Yeah, I am. Fuck it.
Yeah, you can't take them off. No. They're on now. They're not coming off unless he has a pair of scissors. Right, guys, I'm going to steal the audience for 2 seconds. Thank you so much for watching Rascal Comedy. If you enjoyed the show and you'd like to support us, here's the link. It's actually also in the page thing. You can just scroll down. Because unfortunately, the show wasn't free to run. I've got to pay for StreamYard and all this jazz. So yeah, chuck us a few quid. Because it's a tremendous show. Nobody knows comedy like me. All these comedians are great friends of mine. Tremendous friends. I am the only mess and they hate my guts. So let's say goodbye to the comedians. Okay, we had Ben Harrington, we had John O'Keefe, and we had Bill Conroy. Did you have fun, guys?
Oh,
had a blast, Jack.
This
Couldn't
was
have
the
had a better
greatest
birthday.
moment of my life.
Best birthday, right? Well,
and this becomes a birthday tradition every year.
Absolutely, definitely. So Dia says, "Thank you all. You were brilliant." Oh,
yeah.
Right, guys. Say goodbye to the audience. Bye, audience.
Oh.